This will be a minute, so let's discuss my misery further. So yeah, she literally just starts tripping on me. I called her and I said, "Hey, listen, this is what happened," and she goes, "Well, the doors come in sets of 4. Even if you had one, just one, we'd have to buy all 4." And I go, "I understand that." Now this is what they call a non sequitur. That is, I didn't ask her about this. This wasn't part of the conversation. It just comes up for no reason. I go, "Okay, well, I understand. However, that's fortuitous because all 4 of my doors are banged up. So that's a moot point." So she repeats that for no reason about a half a dozen more times, and finally I go, "Hey, listen, I think you might be misunderstanding me here, because it doesn't really make any difference that the doors are banged up. They're the wrong color." So now she starts to shift. Stay. Come. Come. Sit.
Throttle active. Flaps
Sit.
half.
Say. Stay.
Flaps half. Flaps up.
That's like a well-behaved dog. So
0.3 volts.
crazy lady moves on to, "Well, you gave me the model and serial number, and that's what the doors come back to, and that's just how it is." And I go, "Oh, that's not how that works. I spent $100 grand, and we're going to have to get the right doors." "Well, that's just what they're going to keep sending." I go, "You said what you're telling me is there's no mechanism on this planet that allows to get the correct doors." "Well, that's just what they send, and that's what we got to do, and they'll just keep sending it." "Well, what do you expect me to do, Mr. Bain?" "Well, you just keep sending me doors. Now it's $900 a set until we get the right color."
11.8 volts.
So that was an insane conversation, and I finally went ahead and kind of cut it. And eventually what we did was I chronicled our conversation back to her, and when you read it in writing, it just shows you how fucking loopy you are.
11.6 volts.
And I postulated that perhaps that even though Demetec, a multi-million-dollar corporation, had been around forever, might have put the wrong sticker on the inside of the door, that more than likely, since the refrigerators come in different sets, that is, the refrigerator comes in one box and the doors come in the other box, that their highly skilled technicians probably mixed up the fucking doors, and that she needs to get with Demetec.
11.7 volts.
Ellie, come. So sends me an email back and says, "We will be doing just that," effectively. So they meet with Demetec tomorrow and see if we can get the goddamn right doors. Although I will say this, I like the color of the doors. Unfortunately, it doesn't match the balance of my appliances.
11.6 volts.
So yeah, with everything comes a cost, and when you buy a new home, you got to dick around with the misery associated with it. So it's just a matter of timing now, because I'm going camping next month.
11.5 volts.
I don't want the company that ends up vending to repair my gel coat holding on to my shit for 6 months. They are famous for that stuff.
11.3 volts.
Although the upside is this should be the slow season. Ellie, come. So that's the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night, dicking around with a brand new trailer with problems. And we're seeing some spotty vendor stuff on the web now that
11.4 volts.
in reference to warranty issues. So we shall see. Worst case is if I have to eat it, it's doable. You know, you just have to plan for that type of stuff. Worst case. Yeah, worst case, if I gotta eat it, I can do it.
11.4 volts.
So it's getting bright at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know if I'm up for running over there to the fucking flying club tomorrow morning. I just don't think I got it in me.
11.1 volts.
I might come down here tomorrow morning and treat myself to some FPV flying with my existing stuff, and then if I feel super ambitious, Tuesday morning get up and go out to the club. I skipped them all together last week.
11.1 volts.
It's a beautiful plane. Well, like I said, it's 51 degrees out here, and with the sun beating down on me, it's actually fucking hot. I'm going to take my sweater off. Me and Into the Tube Deep have been communicating via IM, and he's a fun guy to talk to. He reminds me of a friend of mine growing up named Donald Chance. Same free-spirited personality. Donald Ray Chance.
11 volts.
So, yeah, super liberal Into the Tube Deep is, but you would expect that from somebody on the left coast and a surfer. But
11.2 volts.
I always find their take interesting and refreshing, and what you find in this life is somewhere in the middle lies the truth. So liberals in and of themselves aren't necessarily wrong about everything. Just
10.7 volts.
They're just
Low
wrong.
battery.
They're just wrong about most things. Staying out of the trees. Landing.
11.2.
No, I'm taking off again.
Low battery.
Oh yeah, you give it the gas. I tell you, it's interesting because the batteries are certainly more sensitive the cooler is outside. Gorgeous plane.
11.2 volts.
And my left hand turns. So I'm going to do this therapy this morning. Then I've got 2 vents to install, vent louvers, on my travel trailer that allow my vents to stay open even when it's raining. They have rain sensors, and the second they notice rain, they shut themselves, and that's cool as shit. The downside is that they're most of the time you want them open, except for when it's raining. Now you can set it manually, but that means they're turned on all the time, and I don't need them to be on all the time. I just need them to be on
11 volts.
much of the time when it's at a certain temperature. Yeah, that's my tale of woe dealing with my new travel trailer. Although overall I noticed that
10.9 volts.
it is well constructed and like it's supposed to be. In
10.9 volts.
just a few days, I will have less than 1 year left on the job. It's fucking awesome. Landing. Leave it.
Throttle disabled.
Monkey. Dad's monkey. Oh. See ya.